Hi everyone and welcome back to Gymnastics with Rosanna. Today's video is all about handstands, from whether you're a beginner just starting to learn how to do them or whether you've been trying to perfect that handstand shape for a while. Make sure you've got lots of space and I'm going to take you through some helpful tips and tricks. Let's get started. So first up, especially if you've never done handstands before, we're going to want to have a go at some bunny hops. So if you're not sure what a bunny hop is, I'm going to take you through that now. So make sure you've got a lot of space. And all we're going to do to start with is we're going to crouch down, put our hands on the floor in front of us with our knees and our feet together, and just try and jump our feet off the floor. So what this is going to do is it's going to get you used to taking the weight off of your feet and onto both of your hands instead. So if you've never done handstands before or don't feel you can hold your own weight, these are a good place to start because we're just getting used to taking the weight off our feet and onto our hands. You want to try and make sure you've got a nice straight arm, and if you can, we're trying to get our shoulders over the top of our hands. We don't want to leave them behind here too much because that's not where we are in the handstand. Similarly, we don't want to lean all the way over because that's when you're going to more likely bend your arms and fall on your face. So just practice these bunny hops, trying to get our shoulders up nice and high. And as you get more and more confident, we can go from little low ones, trying to jump up nice and high. So you're getting into that nice tuck shape, which is almost like a tucked handstand, so you know that you can get your weight over the top of yourself and you know that your arms will hold your weight. And once you're comfortable with that one, we're going to have a go at half handstands. So this is a little bit like it stands, it's a half handstand. We're going to have our feet on something. I'm going to use my chair here and our hands on the floor, but we're always going to have our feet on something as well. All this is going to help you do is it helps you learn, again, to keep the weight on your hands, but also to get your bottom all the way over your head. So what you need is a surface, a sofa or a chair. You want your hands in fairly close, and what we're going to do is we're going to straighten our legs so we get our bottom up in the air and over the top of us. What we're also trying to do is keep our arms straight, and we're trying to push through our shoulders. So often what you see in handstands is people are a little bit saggy in their shoulders here, but actually what we want to do is push through them, as that is what will get you your nice handstand and your hold. If you're saggy as well, you tend to arch your back, and that's when we see those weird banana shaped handstands that are also very difficult to hold. So make sure you have lots to go at this. If you've got someone that can help spot your shape, that's even better. But hands in nice and close, pushing through those shoulders as we're trying to push the floor away and trying to get your bottom up over your head. So we're getting a nice hold. Once we're comfortable with doing just that, we're going to do the same again, but this time we're going to lift a leg. So what you'll need to know is which leg you would kick up with your handstand first, because that's the one we want to lift. So in my case, I know that I step onto my left, so my right leg kicks. So when I come back over here, it's my right leg that's going to go up, as that's the one. Once I'm in this shape, this is the leg that would go up high, as that is the leg I would kick with first. And try and make it so that's nice and straight over your head. Make sure you have a few goes at this as well, because obviously this is going to get you used to having just one of your feet on something, your bottom over your head, and one leg high. So we're already almost into that full handstand shape. You also want to make sure when you're doing these half handstands that not only are you pushing through those shoulders, keep the shape nice and strong, you're also engaging your tummy muscles. So when we're in that shape, we don't want to have sort of soft shoulders and an arched back. We want to be squeezing that tummy and pushing through those shoulders. So if you've got relaxed shoulders are down here, we're pushing up through them, so you're squeezing those ears nice and tight and squeezing your tummy here so we're not arching our back. So once you're comfortable with that one, we're going to start with our lunges. So this point, you need to decide whether you want to step with your left foot or step with your right foot. Most people will have a preference. You may know what yours is already, but if not, have a few goes at putting them in front and just putting your hands down and hopping to see which one is the one that feels more comfortable. Once you've decided that, we're going to get on to our start position. So for me, I like to handstand with my left leg in front. So that one goes in front, my right one goes behind in my parallel lines. I'm going to bend my front leg, back leg straight, and arms are up by my ears. Can you see already that I'm not slouching, they're not just sort of here. I'm squeezing already and pushing through my shoulders because I'm already in this nice shape, which is what I want for my handstand. I'm pushing through semi-tight. So once you've got the hang of this position, we're going to have a go from doing that down to what we call a needle. So all we're going to do from there is once you start in your lunge position, you're going to just get used to putting your hands on the floor and kicking your other leg behind. So in my case, it's going to be my right leg. Yours, it could be your left leg. So we find our starting position, we put our hand on the floor and kick the other leg up, and then come back, because this is where we want to start and finish our handstand. So make sure you have lots of goes of these. So from this lunge, hands down, kick, back. This is a really good one because it gets you used to holding your shape and hitting your start and finish positions. Once you're comfortable with doing that, we're just going to add a little hop in. So we're not going to kick all the way up to our handstand, but we're going to start in our lunge, hands go down, little hop, so our other foot is now leaving the floor, but we're still keeping everything tight, starting and finishing this position, but just with a little hop in the middle. And this will get you used to holding everything tight and actually taking all of your weight off your feet and onto your hands for the first time. So this one is a really good one to practice lots of times because it's going to get you used to taking all your weight off of your feet and carrying it on your hands instead. As you get more and more confident with that move, you can start kicking yourself higher and higher. So instead of just having a little gap, you can start getting a bigger gap. So we're looking at joining those feet more and more together at the top and having not so much of a gap between your two legs. Just in case you're a little bit nervous about kicking all the way to a handstand, I'm going to tell you what to do if you start to overbalance. So the easiest thing to do if you overbalance is to turn your hips either to the left or to the right. It's often towards the way that you would step on. So I step left, so I twist left. So all that happens is if you kick up to a handstand, you twist your hips. So instead of falling over, you can land on your feet again. So if you go up, you can start to twist. And that just means you're not going to fall all the way over the top and end up landing on your back and hurting yourself. So once you're comfortable with that, we can either go straight to trying to kick up, or I'm not going to be able to show you this because unfortunately I don't have a suitable wall. You can have a go at kicking up against a wall. All this means is you've got to think about the same things, but you can't kick too hard because there's a wall to stop you going over. So if you're a little bit more nervous about kicking up and thinking you will fall, this will teach you roughly the right place to kick because you'll feel when you're going too hard because you'll end up kicking the wall. What this is also really good for is once you're in your handstand against the wall, because you're not having to think quite as much about balancing it, you can use it to think about your shape. So while you're in your handstand against the wall, you can really think about pushing through your shoulders, squeezing your tummy muscles tight, and keeping that nice shape that you need. Another fun thing for the wall is obviously once you've kicked up to it, you can then use it so once you've found your shape, you can start to take your feet away slightly to see if you can balance and see how long you can hold your handstand shape. And obviously if you do overbalance, either the wall is behind you to catch you or you're just going to come back down to your feet. I don't recommend that you put your hands on the floor and walk your tummy to the wall, because obviously if you're not confident, if you overbalance, there's going to be nothing behind you. So always kick up to the wall. And if you're not confident in just going straight for the handstand, you can do the same as what we did with the bunny hops and the needle to get to the wall by putting your hands down first and then doing a big kick to get up. So once you've mastered that, it's time to have a go at your handstands on the floor. So this is just going to be lots of practice, practice, practice. I have never been the greatest at handstands, but I can hold one for a few seconds, sometimes longer on a good day. But it's just remembering everything we've already talked about. So keeping your tummy tight, squeezing everything together in your core and your legs. Squeezing your legs super tight together is great because obviously once our legs are apart, we can be more off balance. We also want to be sort of keeping our chest sort of slightly dished and pushing through those shoulders. But really we have got to remember the two important things, which are pushing through our shoulders and keeping our tummy tight, because they are what's going to give you this shape instead of having an arch in your back when you handstand, which feels easier because people arch their back to get their legs up. But we want to be keeping this nice tall shape, squeezing those ears and keeping the tummy tight. Another little trick for you as well is to spread your fingers out with your hands. If you keep your hands tight together, like this when they're on the floor, you've got a smaller surface area. If you spread your fingers out, you've got a greater surface area to balance on, which makes it a little bit easier. You can also then use this to grip the floor slightly to help you balance. It's a weird concept to get used to, but have a go and you'll see what I mean. So there we have it. It's now time to practice your handstands once you're ready. Obviously, if you feel like you're not getting this one, go back and practice the previous steps and build back up again. But it is now all about practice. So find your start shape, everything tight, squeeze your ears, big kick, come back down to that lunge and just keep practicing. I hope you've enjoyed this video and I hope it helps you all get your handstands. Keep practicing, keep trying, and you'll soon get there. See you again soon.